Pokémon Legends Arceus looks to be a whole new approach to the ever so popular franchise we know as Pokémon. This new game is slated to come out very soon, on Friday, January 28th. You know, the same day that Morbius movie was supposed to come out. Also, January 28th just so happens to be J. Cole's birthday. Just a fun little fact. Now with this game inching closer to us day by day, I have some personal hopes that I would love to see in this new take on Pokemon. So from the trailers we have already seen, we know that Pokémon Legends Arceus is a game resembling the likes of Breath of the Wild, as it has a similar art style to it as well as a similar vibe with the seemingly open world and vast, diverse landscapes to explore. We also saw a plethora of Pokemon that will be featured in this new title, ranging from a wide selection of generations. I mean, just look at the starter choices. Quite random, yet intriguing. Plus, the introduction of Alpha and Noble Pokemon looks quite promising. With all that in mind, what are my personal hopes that I want to see in this new upcoming game? Well, it seems like a huge fresh start for Pokemon, which has followed the same structure for decades now in their mainline games. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, and we will continue to buy and play them for as long as Pokemon is made, but let's be honest, the formula can definitely feel a bit stale and repetitive. So, my first hope for this new game would be for it to have a good overall story. Pretty straightforward. Now, my favorite Pokemon generation happens to be Gen 5 due to the fact that I felt it had such an incredibly captivating story with Lord N and the Sages. Legends Arceus seems to be headed on the right track gameplay wise since it's something new and refreshing, but we can only hope that the story is just as intriguing. What's the reasoning behind the starter selection available? What's the main overarching story or tale, and why does it more than likely focus specifically on Arceus? Is there a bad guy team, and will this team actually capture the attention of fans, or will they be pretty forgettable like Team Yell in Sword and Shield? One can only hope if there is a bad guy team that they will be of legendary caliber like Team Rocket or Team Galactic. As for this hope, it is pretty straightforward when it comes to having either a good story or a bad story. So we'll just have to wait until we can play the games for ourselves to determine if my wish for a good story was granted. Alright, for my next hope, this is definitely the most far-fetched hope and more than likely not happening. But hey, a boy can dream, right? My second hope would be to have voice acting in Legends Arceus. Now, from the trailers, this hope is more than likely already deconfirmed, but I love having voice acting in games since it typically boosts immersion and the overall experience. Plus, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but no Pokemon mainline game has ever had voice acting. And besides new Pokemon Snap, which has pretty bare bone voice acting, thank you.
Huh?
I truthfully don't know many, if any, Pokemon games that have voice acting. I think this is a big reason why I personally don't tend to like Zelda games due to the lack of voice acting. I feel like I'm in a library reading a book. I've said this time and time again. So if they were to ever bring voice acting to Pokemon, I feel like Legends Arceus is the perfect opportunity to introduce it. As for my third hope, that would be that exploration in the game is actually rewarding. Far too many open world games have such a captivating, massive map to explore, but tend to lack reason to explore since it's so lackluster or not worth the time investment at all. I remember playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and exploring every nook and cranny there was, since I was pursuing the Platinum Trophy at the time, and it honestly sucked due to the fact that the exploration was not rewarding at all. Why explore for hours upon hours if you're not getting any meaningful loot or incentive? Legends Arceus presents what looks to be a huge change for what Pokemon fans have grown used to, and if exploring is a key aspect of the game, let's hope it is rewarding with plenty of items, outfits, Pokemon, and whatever else they can possibly think of. And disclaimer, I know we have no confirmation of this game being fully open world, but in terms of Pokemon, this is definitely the closest it has ever gotten. Now for my fourth and final hope, and this one is the most theory based and truthfully kind of a shot in the dark, but I would love to see multiple paths or a major choice in the game that affects the story. Now, I already talked about hoping for a good story in general earlier, but this hope would focus more on the possibility of multiple endings or a choice that leads to different outcomes within the overworld or game itself. Ghost of Tsushima mastered this with the ending of their game, which I won't spoil in case you have not played it yet, but what are you doing? Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Anyways, Ghost of Tsushima presents a major choice at the end of its game that can lead to two different, powerful, and meaningful endings. Pokemon, on the other hand, has always been a linear storyline with outcomes predetermined and storylines hardly ever branching out from one game to the next, at least in terms of overall structure. Start as a young kiddo, get your Pokemon, battle with your rival and level up, beat the bad guys a little bit, level up some more, become the champion, catch legendaries, and then put the game aside for eternity until the next Pokemon game comes around. Fun, and we're all suckers for this Pokemon formula, but man, it'd be cool to swap it up with some twist or major plot decisions. And so, those are my hopes for Pokémon Legends Arceus. The game is just around the corner, so let's see if any of my hopes and wishes come true. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video, and if you agree or disagree with any of my 4 hopes. Of course, please let me know if you plan on playing Legends Arceus on release day, and do you have any personal hopes that I failed to mention? Anyways, until the next one, stay radical fam, and peace out.
From a town where most of the people are so close-minded. They go into school and they work in a job, but they don't even like it. I won't be put in a box, nobody telling me what I should rock.